Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's makeup look is going to be a gorgeous, smoky, colorful eye, perfect for Valentine's Day. I asked you guys on Twitter, on Snapchat, on Instagram, what kind of looks you guys wanted to see for Valentine's Day, and I got kind of a 50-50 answer. A lot of you guys wanted a more natural look, which was my last video, and then the rest of you guys wanted to see something that was a little bit more bold, a little bit more colorful, and so many of you requested that I use the Modern Renaissance palette, which is my favorite palette, so of course I was so excited to do a look again using this and showing you guys how to use a little bit more of the colorful, bright tones in this palette, because I know sometimes they're a little bit intimidating. So because it's Valentine's Day, I wanted to share with you guys one of my favorite subscription boxes for pampering myself. Honestly, you guys, you've heard me talk about this if you follow me on Instagram. I also share this with you in my gift guide around Christmas, but I'm so excited to be partnering up with FaceTory, which is the most amazing, cutest subscription sheet mask company. I genuinely love this box, and I get so excited every month when I see this puppy in my mailbox. Honestly, it's amazing. This one I'm going to show you is their Luxe box, so it comes with 7 masks, and this is their February box, so it's themed for Valentine's Day. So you're going to open your box, and this month for Valentine's Day, you get a little Valentine to give out, and then you're going to see the face masks right here. So inside the Luxe box, there are 7 Valentine's Day themed face masks, and my favorite part, I have to say, about their subscription is this really cute menu almost of what they included in the box, certain ingredients and what they're good for, so that you can kind of analyze your skin and be like, ooh, I want something that's brightening or hydrating or whatever, and you can kind of see what mask is good for what. I just knocked it out of my hand. But I love reading through these. I actually have a spot in my bathroom drawer where I keep all of my little menus so that as I go through my face masks, I can always see like what mask does what. This one is a Keratika DNA couple mask. So there's actually 2 in here, so you and a loved one can face mask together. Botanical cotton sheet mask. This one's really revitalizing. This one is the Blossom Jeju Red Camellia Sumbi 2-Step Deep Nourishing Petal Mask. Hydra Rose Mask. Dr. UNM Pink Repair Cream Mask. This one's so cute. Look at the front of this. Hello Skin Jumiso Rich Nourishing Mask. And last but not least, this Lapco Skin First Oil Wrap Mask. Also, FaceTory knows how much you guys love a good giveaway, so I'm so excited. We're going to be doing a giveaway here on this video. One winner is going to receive 2 of these FaceTory subscription boxes, one for yourself and one to give away to a family member or friend for Valentine's Day. All you have to do to enter is be subscribed to my channel, like this video, and then comment on this video, and you are done. You are entered. Also, I've mentioned this before on my Instagram, but I do have a code for you, a coupon code. If you want to get 20% off your first subscription box or kit, just use the code Allie20 for 20% off if you guys are interested. This is seriously my favorite subscription box. And I'm going to show you guys today how I like to prep the skin for makeup, sometimes using sheet masks. Since it's Valentine's Day and a Valentine's Day tutorial, I feel like this is so appropriate to kind of pamper yourself before a date or whatever you guys are doing on Valentine's Day. So let's get into it. I'm going to start out with the Blossom Jeju, I hope I'm saying that right, the deep 2-step deep nourishing mask. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this oil right here. I love Camellia face oil. I'm just going to squeeze the oil out onto my hand, press this all over the skin. So I'm just going to tear this open and pull out the sheet mask, and then we go ahead and apply it. Oh, it's so cold. Oh my gosh, this feels so nice. It is currently 6:31. I'm going to leave this on for about 20 minutes. It has been 20 minutes. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this off now. And after I do sheet masks, I always just rub in the excess serum. I think we are ready now to go into our Valentine's Day tutorial. I'm so excited. All right, so I just filled in my brows. I went in with the ColourPop Brow Boss pencil. This is in the shade light brown. I'm still testing this out. I don't mind how it works so far. I'm just trying to figure out if it's like my all-time favorite brow pencil. I don't know if it is. And now let's move on to the eyelids. I'm actually going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. For this tutorial, I'm just really wanting to use products that are going to last and that I can trust, you know? Because this makeup tutorial for me is what I would wear on like Valentine's Day for a date night or something like that. And so I really just want to make sure that if I'm going to put this much time and effort into a nice smoky eye, I want it to stay, you know? I don't want it to fade or anything like that. So now that we have the concealer blended out on the eyelid, I'm gonna go ahead and go into my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder on a little brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and set that. I want a nice powdery base for the eyeshadows to blend over. We're ready to go in with some eyeshadow. Like I said before, so many of you guys requested that I use the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, which I was so excited because you guys know how much I love this. So let's dive right in. I'm actually gonna be starting off using tempera. I've been kind of into this technique of like doing a wash of a lighter shadow all over the lid first. So that's what I'm gonna do again. I'm just gonna take that tempera shade and really just wash it all over from the lash line all the way up to the brow bone. I don't know why I've been liking this so much. I think it might just help the eyeshadow since it's the same formula if you're using the same palette, you know? I've just noticed that it really helps everything look really nice and seamless at the end of the day. This is my favorite like shade to use in the palette. Obviously I've hit pan on it, but I just love it. It's so great all over the lid. Next I'm gonna go into this shade right here called Buon Fresco. Buon Fresco? I never know how to say that. And just on a really nice, soft, fluffy brush, I'm gonna start to build this color up in the transition. We're going for a romantic, burgundy, pinky, purpley, smoky eye. So when it comes to a smoky eye, you just really wanna work in layers, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm seriously going very, very lightly over the transition area. And the transition shade, just in case you might not know what that means exactly, a transition shade is just a lighter color that helps diffuse the shadows that we'll put on the lid up to the brow bone. So it's not like just this stark, like dark to light. We have a nice in-between transitional color that will help everything just look really, really seamless. So a lot of you guys were saying that you wanted to know how to use some of these more bright tones in the palette, because I know it's such a versatile palette and it's so easy to kind of stick in your comfort zone with these browns and orange tones. So I'm going to show you a good way that I like to use these colors and incorporate them into looks. I'm going to pop into this shade right here called Venetian Red. I'm just using that same brush actually. And I'm just taking a small amount. Again, with this look, we're really gonna try to just build up color, and so I'm gonna go right below where we were applying the transition shade, so kind of more in the crease, but also blending it up toward the transition shade. I'm just adding a tiny bit of that Venetian Red with a really light hand, just going back and forth again, and also going in circular motions toward the edges here. And as you can see, it's starting to add a little bit more of that bright color, but it's not gonna be too overwhelming if you're working in layers, and we will be able to build it up to the intensity that we want later. So as you can see, we've created this really beautiful pinky purple kind of transition from the crease up to the brow bone, and now we can kind of focus on the rest of the eye and everything else will blend up to that. So I'm really wanting to incorporate these gorgeous bold tones. I'm going to go ahead and mix red ochre and Venetian Red together, and I'm going to start to apply this to the lash line area. Most of the color I'm wanting toward the outer portion of the eye, and I'm just kind of patting it on the eyelid, but I'm trying to keep most of the pigment pretty low. And then with what's left on the brush, I'm starting to slightly blend it up toward those other shades in the crease. Just gonna do the same thing on this eye. I feel like mixing in the red ochre allows the color to be like bold but still wearable, because the red ochre has a little bit more of a brown tone in it. So I just feel like it's more wearable for some reason. See how since we started at the top and kind of are working downward, I feel like everything looks really blended and there's kind of a seamless transition from, you know, this red to that purple to the white at the brow bone. I'm gonna add a little bit of shimmer. I'm gonna take this pretty pinky champagne color called Vermeer, and I'm gonna start to work this in the inner portion of the eye. I feel like adding this to the inner corner area will prevent the eyes from looking too like closed in, because I'm still wanting this look to be romantic and smoky at the same time, not harsh and scary. I'm actually wanting this to be more intense, so I'm taking that same exact brush and applying the shadow to it and then spraying it with my Morphe continuous setting spray. And now I'm gonna go in with that on the inner portions of the eye. And that definitely added much more of a pop. So next I'm gonna take this Love Letter shade, which is a really gorgeous, almost purpley kind of red. Taking just a tiny bit of that, always tap off the extra. And I'm gonna pop this kind of toward the center of the lid to add a little bit of brightness toward the center. And now I'm kind of wanting more depth. So I'm gonna actually take that same brush and dip into Cypress Umber, which is this gorgeous deep brown shade. And I'm gonna be using this on the outer corners just to kind of add some depth and dimension to the look. I'm just going back back over the center of the lid with Love Letter we were just using before. I just kind of want a little bit more of that pinky purple to be on the lid. And I'm just gonna blend everything through the crease and go back in with a tiny bit of Vermeer in that inner corner again. It's all about personal preference. I'm basically just adding layers until it looks how I want it to. So I think I'm gonna keep it like that for now. Now I'm just gonna go in with my makeup wipe and we're gonna clean up any fallout that we may have had, as well as sharpen up the outer edge here. So now let's go into the face. It's so perfectly moisturized from that sheet mask. I'm gonna use a primer today. This is my current favorite primer because it is so fun and it's really effective. It's from Origins. It's their Original Skin Pore Perfecting Cooling Primer. I mentioned this in my last favorites video. You just squirt it out like that on your hand. I probably grabbed a little too much. Ah! It is so cold. Ooh! And I'm just going to apply that all over the skin, mainly focusing it on the center of the face and then applying the excess everywhere else. So for foundation, I have a couple recommendations. I personally always gravitate toward the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless for an affordable option. This is so great for date night. I just feel like it's really reliable. For today though, I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude Foundation. I just kind of want to keep the skin a little bit more fresh. So I'm just pouring out a little bit on the back of my hand and I'm just going to apply this all over the skin with a brush. I kind of like to evenly distribute this with a brush first and then I will go ahead and pat it out with a sponge. So now I'm just going to press that into the skin using my Aesthetica Beauty Sponge. So now I'm going to go back into my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and I'm just going to apply this underneath the eyes as well as down the center of the face and then just blend it out with that exact same sponge. When it comes to face products for this video, just use whatever makes you most confident and whatever is most reliable in your collection. So I'm using Shape Tape because it's super long wearing and also because I'm using these bright purpley tones, I really don't want to risk any of my dark circles showing. So that's why I chose to use this. Also, I ran out of my other shade of Tarte Shape Tape, so I'm kind of spot concealing and I'm using the Kylie Cosmetics Skin Concealer in the shade Bone. Just kind of going right over any blemishes. Since I did use a more medium coverage foundation, which I did on purpose, I kind of want, you know, the skin to look really fresh since we're doing a super bold eye look. So I'm just going to press that on the skin as well for a little more coverage in the areas that I need it. Now I'm going to go back into the Laura Mercier translucent powder and we're just going to kind of set the under eyes first. And I'm making sure to get powder toward the edges here because we're going to be blending eyeshadow in that direction on the lower lash line. So just make sure that you get powder close up to the eyeshadow so that way everything blends really nicely later. So I'm actually not going to finish powdering the face quite yet. I'm going to go right back into the Modern Renaissance palette and we're going to finish up the lower lash line now. Hopping into Buon Fresco first. I'm just going to lightly dust this on the lower lash line, making sure to connect it to these shadows out here in this corner. Again, just work in light layers and really just build up the intensity and the color. And with this shade, I'm actually dragging it a little bit lower than I will the others. I just personally like how that looks, so I'm just blending it lower on the lower lash line. So next I'm going to be taking Venetian Red and Red Ochre mixed together on a much smaller brush. And with these shades, I'm really getting closer to the lash line than I was with the Buon Fresco shade. Next, I'm taking Vermeer, which is that shimmery shade that we used, and I'm going to layer that on the inner corner just so that it's not as intense on the inner corner. That'll just again allow our eyes to look a little bit more open even though we are using brighter colors. I'm also just going to go ahead and apply that to the inner corner. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of Love Letter and pop that right in the center to just tie in the entire look. And now I'm just taking a brush and I'm pinching it with my finger and I'm just kind of blending everything together. So now I'm just taking a black eyeliner. This is from Tarte. It's the Tarteist double-ended eyeliner and this is just a black pencil. Use whatever you've got. I just want the lash line to have a little bit more definition. I'm gonna make a really thin line though because I don't want to take up any more space on the eyelid. I really want the colors to show. I didn't do a wing or anything, just a really thin line across the entire lid. And I'm looking at the lid right now and I want a little bit of shimmer. So I'm gonna take a combo of Antique Bronze and Primavera and I'm just going to pat this slightly around the middle of the top lid. I just want a little shimmer there. I don't know if that's really showing up on on camera, but it just added a little bit of a shimmer in that area. So I've been obsessed with lash primers recently. I'm going to go into my L'Oreal Voluminous Primer. I just really think it makes a huge difference. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that to the top and bottom lashes. And I'm going to go right on top of that with the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. I'm going to do 2 coats on the top and bottom. Actually, with that primer, I might only need 1 coat. I am not hesitating to apply a lot of mascara just because it's personal preference, really. I just really love a full lash, especially for like date night. I think it's really, really pretty and flirty, so that's what I did. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go back into the Allure Mercier translucent powder, and now I'm gonna go ahead and press a little bit of powder all over the rest of the face, kind of focusing it on the T-zone because that's where I tend to get a little bit more shiny. And I always like to set the nose because for some reason makeup loves to come off my nose. So next, let's go into bronzer. I'm going to use my L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It Bronzer. This is one of my favorite steps in makeup because I just feel like it finally starts to complete the entire look. You guys probably know the drill by now. I love to put it around the hairline, up on the forehead, under the cheekbones. I also love to bronze down the neck. And then I take a little bit of translucent powder again and just blend everything out. I'm also using that same bronzer to lightly contour the sides of the nose as well as right underneath the lip. And then I blend over that again. For blush, I'm going to be using a new blush from Bare Minerals. They came out with pressed blushes and I am in love. This one right here is called Beige for Days. I've been obsessed with this one in particular because it's kind of like a no blush blush. I'm such a blush girl, but I know a lot of people don't always like the look of blush, or maybe because there's bright colors they don't want to do too much on the face. This is where this blush comes in handy. I'm just going to sweep a little bit on the apples of the cheeks, and as you can see, it kind of just adds a warmth, but then it like blends into the bronzer and it kind of has like a peachy undertone to it. And I also have been liking to kind of put it across the nose a little. It brings color back to the face without being like a bright pink blush. So I wanted to show you guys this one in particular because I've been loving it. I'm actually going to use the same highlighter that I used in my last tutorial, the Essence Pure Nude Highlight. I just feel that this highlight just looks good with pinky tones, and it's so affordable. It's literally like $4. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this to the tops of the cheekbones. I like to bring it kind of towards the front of the cheeks, so when I smile, I have a little bit of a more rounded cheek look. That's just personal preference again, but you guys can use whatever highlight you like. Just taking this down the center of the nose, on the cupid's bow, and right above the brows. I just feel like this highlight provides a really nice candlelit glow, which would look really pretty if you're out to dinner and the lights are dim. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend everything together with that fluffy brush. So now I'm gonna set the face. You can either use the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray or whatever favorite setting spray you've got. I'm actually gonna use this Lila B Glow Face Mist. I've used quite a bit of this actually. This is a gorgeous dewy face mist. So everything's really, really powdery right now, but I'm wanting a dewier skin look. I'm gonna go ahead and spray this on the sides of the face. I'm also just wiping off any foundation that got on the lips. For lipstick, I want my lips to be really kissable. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Lip Cheat. And I'm just going to line and softly fill in the lips with this. I wanted the lips to be a little bit more nude than this lip liner. So I'm gonna go in with the Estee Lauder Pure Color Love lipstick in the shade 140 Naked City. It's a really nice cream formula. And I'm just going to apply this in layers on the lips, kind of dabbing it in with my finger as I go. I'm not really wanting to go in with anything too matte, just because I find that these kinds of lipsticks, like a normal cream lipstick, will fade a little bit better, and then it makes your lips look more approachable. You know, we want those kissable lips for Valentine's Day. And you can throw this in your purse and like touch it up as you go throughout the night if you want to. You wouldn't have to really worry about it getting crusty or weird depending on what you ate, so that's just the reason why I'm choosing a lipstick like this. We are almost done. I really want to make sure the brows look nice and good. So I'm going back in with that ColourPop pencil and I'm just gonna fill in any sparse areas. And now I'm just setting the brow with some clear brow gel. You could also use a clear mascara if you have one. This one I'm using is from Hourglass. It's the Arch Brow Shaping Gel in the shade Clear. So there you have it, you guys. That completes my smoky eye for Valentine's Day. It's a lot more bold, but hopefully still wearable and not too intimidating for you guys to try. I know a lot of you have the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, so please, if you guys do recreate this, tag me on Instagram or send it to me in a DM. I love to see your recreations, so I would love to see your Valentine's Day smoky eyes. Again, make sure to check out FaceTory. I will link their website down below and also enter the giveaway for a chance to win win 2 FaceTory 7 Luxe boxes. If you want to join the family, hit the subscribe button before you leave. And also, if you guys want to be notified every time I post a video, click on the little bell after you subscribe and you'll be notified every time I upload. So there you have it, you guys. I hope you enjoy this makeup look. I personally absolutely love it. I will definitely be wearing something very similar to this, if not this exact look, for Valentine's Day. I just think it's really romantic, but also pulls in those pretty pink and purple tones that everybody loves for Valentine's Day. So thanks again for watching, you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye!